In some respects, I was quite a wayward and errant child, none more so than when it came to my flute and piano practice. I'd be happy to play tunes and make up my own musical doodles, but when it came to theory, scales and arpeggios, I just didn't want to know. However, instrumental teaching wasn't at all like it is now, where pupils have some autonomy and choice about what they could play. In my day, when and what to practice was rigidly prescribed by the teacher, and woe betide anyone who didn't toe the musical line. I was actually scared of my piano teacher, and so was fundamentally switched off from learning. With my flute teacher, it was a different matter. I respected her and enjoyed the lessons overall, and therefore never really wanted to disappoint her by not completing the drudgery of the scales learning that she expected of me. It still didn't mean that I actually committed to knuckling down and doing the scale practice between the lessons. What I did do, though, was spend my bus journeys to and from school each day thinking about the scales that I was supposed to be practicing. I'd think rhythmically about the fingering I needed, what sharps and flats might be required to the scale, and the position of my blowing technique as the notes rose and fell in pitch. To my absolute astonishment, I actually found that when it came to my lessons, I could play my scales faultlessly. In fact, I soon became known as her star pupil for learning scales. I never did confess to her that I didn't physically ever practice them from one week to the next. It's only in recent years that I've become aware of the fact that what I was actually doing by adopting this method of practice was an exercise in visualization. The memory came flooding back to me yesterday when I attended a Strategy for Educational Planning meeting, where the presentation began with a demonstration of the power of visualization. If you've never done this, a famous example is that of the lemon. Close your eyes or look into the middle distance without focusing and think about the feel and texture of a fresh lemon. Then imagine cutting it with a knife, quartering it, and sinking your teeth into the flesh. If you're doing this intently, you'll find that you start to salivate and might even wince at the suggested sourness of the juice. Basically, by imagining the steps of a process in depth, we start to build neural pathways between them in our brains, despite the fact that we're not experiencing these in reality. Research shows that the brain's ability to simulate experiences through imagination is a versatile and powerful function that can be applied across various domains to enhance performance, facilitate learning, foster creativity, promote well-being, and achieve personal and professional goals, or, in my case, play scales perfectly. Just imagine what could be achieved if we each instilled a bit of deeply positive thinking in ourselves and all around us by taking time to visualize some achievable successes in depth. That's what we're actually trying to do here at Musicbuds through the positive messages contained within our songs. We're encouraging our young learners to imagine a world where everyone is accepted and celebrated for who they are, rather than who they're not, and what they can achieve, rather than what they can't. What positive visualization are you going to imagine in depth this week? Wishing you every success, and thanks again for watching.